This live that we're going to do is going to be an interview. It's going to be an interview for Patricia García, who is actually, how can I say this? She is the student that we have that has been like, very inspiring to all of us. But I think it's just like, I don't know, she just became a superstar for all of us when we saw that she joined my flexibility challenge back when we started it. And she'll tell you all about it. Like, I'm very interested in asking her how she did everything. I mean, even the fact that she joined the flexibility challenge. I have so many questions that I know that are going to be very inspiring to you as well as they are to me. I have not really asked her any of this. So I wanted to say this for all of us to get this amazing, opportunity to meet a person who went for it, and then the story up to how I see it is that she joined my flexibility challenge. She said, "Oh, Gabby, I'm 60 years old, and I don't know if I can come back to being flexible. I used to be a gymnast when I was a kid." And then I told her, "Yeah, I think it's gonna be fine." When she joined, she showed me her pictures because everyone is required to show pictures, and her flexibility was definitely not there. And that's the reason why, like, I wanted to bring pictures here, but I cannot figure this out. Man, I'm gonna have to go to YouTube or something and then figure it out. If any of you guys know how to, here you go. There's Patty. How are you?
I'm very excited and honored and happy about changes you can make in your life. So I'm just happy to be here. I've admired you for the longest time. So I was like, wow.
Thank you so much. Well, like as you say, you admire me for the longest time, and then now that I met you, like, I know that I had met you before a long time ago. I think it was like 3 years ago. I remember meeting you back in Mexico somewhere. You were visiting from Boston with your daughter, and I think your daughter used to belong to Alma Latina in Boston, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So when you told me that you wanted to join my flexibility challenge, I was I was like very intrigued, and I was like, okay, how can I help you? What are your goals? But then later on, when I saw like all the incredible progress that you had made, especially when everyone that was asking about the challenge, and they were like, "Oh, but I'm 30 years old. I don't think I can do it. Oh, but I'm 40 years old. I don't think I can do it." And then when I saw you posting pictures of yourself from before and after, like only after 15 sessions or so, and the progress was like insane. I was like, wow. And I got super inspired. Everyone else got very inspired. I know that people in my staff were very inspired. Like, we became your fans. We were like, oh my God, who's this woman? How
That's
does
funny.
So we wanted to ask you, like, we wanted to interview you and ask you who you are, like, how, yeah, the whole thing. So start. Where are you from? Who are you? What do you do? The whole thing.
I don't want to bore you guys, but I'm Mexican. I was born in Mexico City, and I think that there comes some of my stubbornness. That Mexican women are stubborn. I emigrated to the States because I was very young. It was in my 20s when I got married. It was an abusive marriage, and I was in and out of it. And then in 1999, when I got here, I have 3 children. My oldest son said, let's stop this and come and live here in Boston. And in Boston, I got some help, not immediately, but through a period of time to get out of my marriage. The very first thing I did when I realized I had placed a restraining order and I could be free and happy to do whatever I wanted, I just started jumping up my bed like crazy, like, yeah, I'm free. And then dancing, because that's something that I had missed doing. So now I work at Massachusetts General Hospital. I work in administration. My job is mostly static. I don't move. Well, you either sit down or you stand up and start doing things. So I was doing some like dancing drills while I'm working and that kind of thing. But when I saw your flexibility challenge, I felt so excited because I remember I used to be flexible and I tried and like, oh my God, I'm not. I hadn't even tried to do a split. And so I said, well, if Gabby says she's going to help with drills, I think, I didn't really think it was going to be easy to get all the way down the floor, but I knew I would increase my flexibility because at this age, a lot of my friends are having arthritis and muscle problems and can't walk. And I'm fighting it. I want to dance. I want to keep active. And I just thought that flexibility was a part I wasn't doing enough. And I'm so happy that I joined.
Yeah. And I was very intrigued, but like I just started getting like so inspired even from the very beginning that you started, because when you spoke to me, you told me, oh, when I was a little kid I used to be a gymnast and I used to be very flexible, right? So then I honestly thought that you were like that you were just like exaggerating in terms of how not flexible you were. And I was like, I'm sure she's very flexible, but she's just saying that she's not. One of those people, like a lot of people say things like, oh, I'm just not flexible, and they're like super flexible, right? And then I thought that was the case perhaps, and you were just being like humble and whatever. But then when I saw your first picture, I saw that you were really, really, really not flexible. So and that's the reason why like I get more motivated and more excited and more inspired when I saw that, there's been a lot of people like in the group, like we have these challenges like all over the place and all the time, right? And I've seen people that come in and out, right? But when I saw you were constantly every single day working, every single day posting your pictures. You were using the app. You were like doing your drills. You were doing everything. And I started seeing the progress, and I got to a point where I was like in shock. I remember seeing the picture of your 15th day, the 15th session, and I was like, what? And I was even with my other teachers over here in Mexico, and I was showing them, and I was like, can you believe this? And she's 16 years old. That's crazy. And all these people like crying about like being too old because they're 35 and whatever. And look at her. She came from this to this in 15 days. But then I remember like there was a time where like you got in, like you got not injured, but you got like
yeah, it just my reacted.
But you kept on going. You just kept on going, and then I don't know, like I have so many questions for you, like how's been the process, and then also, I don't know, I guess I just want you to tell us how it is, because the way I see it is that with consistency, like you're the proof that with consistency, anything can be done. Because you even had this like little bump in the road and you rested for like a couple of days and then you went back to it, and you're already almost like this close to the floor. I wish I could show the pictures. I downloaded them, but I don't know how to do that, but like I'll do it later on. But tell us the process. I mean, the whole thing is just crazy to me.
It's so funny because on your end, I remember up to day 15, you were like, wow, progress, because you know, but the way I saw myself, like I wanted to go all the way to the floor. I was even a bit embarrassed. I'm like, oh, should I post this? It doesn't look there's any difference. And then I just told myself, well, you have to post it, because that's the only way you can get critique if needed. That's the only way I can force myself to do it a little better the next day, because I know me. And if I'm not posting pictures, I might not even doing the exercises. So that's why I posted every day. And then it became a habit in such a way that after work and when I'm not dancing, I love soap press. So I'm down on the floor with a yoga mat and with your flexibility thing and like here and watching. And, you know, it's like stretching became a habit. I'm not down to the floor yet. Actually, I was very close, and then I went a little bit up, and that's me. And I know it's not gonna be by the 15th, but I'll do it. I know it because I want.
Yeah, it was very incredible. It's incredible. I know that you probably don't see but like I don't know how to use this thing, but like I'm gonna post like the before and after. The picture that you posted 2 days ago is this close to the floor.
Yeah, there's
and you were this close to the floor, and now you're like this close to the floor. It's incredible. So you know, it's like, yeah.
Not think about it. Every time my exercises and everything, but once I do the split, I start thinking about it and I get stiff. That particular day, I said, I'm going to stay here. I'm not going to think about it. And every so often, I'm going to try to stretch a bit more and a bit more. And then I said, okay, so what else I need? I think my knees need to be straight as well. I have a picture that I like very much, but I got to it after quite a while. And that's maybe not just me. It's very hard to fight the thought of ourselves not being able to do something. It's very hard. It's even though I'm advancing, I'm still every time I'm going down on the split, I fight that. It's that and the spins. I don't spin very well, but I know that I have the technique and I could, but in my mind, something happened. So the same with the splits. That day was like clear mind and I'll do this, and I was excited, very.
Yes.
I said next time will be the floor. It wasn't, but it will be at some point. I guess I love your podcast and I love the way you teach and I love the drills we have, and I love more than anything my elasticity thing, because it makes stretching so much easier. But what you said about giving us second and third and fourth chances is a truth in this challenge and a truth in life. So what? I mean, I'm not as nicely on the floor as day, I think it was 23 or 24. Okay, I'll get there. If I did it, I'll get there and I'll get better. But just give yourself time. We live in a society where everything is so rushed and competitive that we forget that we are unique. And whatever we want to do, we can. We just need to give ourselves time and know that it takes effort. Nothing comes for free. You have to make the effort.
Yes. And the process is the success, you know, the process. Yeah. So that's one of the things that I commend you for and I admire you for, and it's so inspiring because I see that you stay committed, and by you staying committed, I mean, I see the results. The results are there, and you can only imagine, like you say, you know, in the future you'll get there, like all the way to the floor, of course, because if you went from here to here in 20 days, like this much, of course, what's going to happen in 2 months? Got, you know, like only, right? So of course, with this commitment that you have, and with this personality that I want everyone to like listen to, because like it's just like you're kind of like a testimony to that. Whatever you want to do in life, you can do it with the right technique and with the right, it's like a right strategy, right technique, and commitment, and there's nothing is impossible. Now, let me ask you, what does your daughter say about your flexibility now, your brand new flexibility?
I'm like, Leslie, come on, let's do this together. Leslie has right now is going through very, very tough like finance and work in finances, so she does not have the same time. But I think she's now getting excited when she sees me and wanting to do it as well. She kind of took a little break of all her training and Alma and such. But what I tell her, what I think is very important, like when you come to a certain age, it's if you don't work and love your muscles in strength and flexibility, they'll go down. And I don't like that. And I have seen 70, even 80-year-old women that have good muscles and good flexibility, and it's not because they were watching TV. So I don't want to be like bulky, but I just want to keep my body as healthy as I can before I start, having como se dice, los achaques.
Yes. It's very interesting. Yesterday I was taking a class that is called Progressive Ballet Technique. It's a specific technique for ballet. I guess it's more like for ballet teachers. And the person who invented it, she's like in her almost 70. And of course, like she's so strong and so flexible. Her feet are incredible and everything. And then she said that the reason why she continues being strong and the whole thing is because she does training 4 times a week. And she does a full training for like a couple of hours. So you're right. And we like the more time happens, the more people like you come about. And then we see people who don't let their age limit them, because in reality, your body doesn't feel like it's aging. Your body feels like it can do whatever you want it. You ask it to do it, right?
I feel young, except my body rolls. I still have to work on those. But other than
we'll work on those. Oh, by the way, you know that you mentioned your spins. We are starting a spin challenge on November 15th. Yes, and I want you in it, and I want to invite everyone. Spinning challenge on November 15th. So it's going to be the new one. I want to ask you, how do you feel about the challenge? My app, that I built that app, and then and the whole thing. How do you feel about how the techniques that I'm teaching you guys? How do you feel that are different? And why would you tell other people to recommend it, or I don't know, something?
Well, this was extremely helpful to me because I don't have a big attention span because I have lots of things going on. So when I start doing I learned it all. I learned exactly what exercises were in the warm-up 1, warm-up 2, flow. So even before I got started, I already knew some of the exercises, or if I forgot, I could pull them. And I have not found before any app that's so easy. Even some, performance thing that I'm gonna do with a different team, it takes me like 15 minutes to find out what I need to do. And in the app, it's all there. It's all either on the phone or in my computer. And I like that very much. I like that to the point where I even can have the app in one side, the TV on the other, and the stretching thing on my hand, so you can combine. Might not be the best way to do it, but it does work for me. So I really like that, and I appreciate it. And I was so grateful when I received the elasticity band, because it helps in a way that the other bands didn't. So that was also a very, very, very positive thing for me. I guess there's someone for every school and every technique, but I just feel that this is like the perfect fit for what I need. And it helped me move move on and move on and move on and move on. And then those exercises that I couldn't do because I don't have a place to put my elasticity band on the top, I just skipped them and then went back to the others, right? And I still could advance. So I like it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. You were just like, seriously, I just wanted to interview you because I was like, I even told my mom about you. And it's just like, I want people to know. Yeah, like I just want people to know that there is no limit. And I remember when I posted one of your pictures, it was two of your pictures from very early on, and people were commenting like, oh my God, then I don't have an excuse. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. We don't have an excuse because I mean, when I see you, you're not a professional dancer. You work in the medical industry, and then you are still giving yourself that second, third chance to love yourself and then do what you love to do, which is dance. And then this is the result. The result is that your body pays you back with love by becoming more flexible, because everything is possible.
By the way, all these exercises have helped in my dancing a lot and in my body. My body started to change. My body started to shape, not for weightlifting, just because of all this pulling. I looked at myself, whoa, my butt feels lifted. And this thick part of my thighs is going thinner. Hey, I like that. And all by like just pulling my leg all the way to my head. So that was fun. And then going to my lessons, that also helped. I think to me, having more flexibility provides also more control, which is quite important.
Yes, definitely. And more range, so that you can like move more, and then your body movement, your bachata is gonna look better just because you have more flexibility. That's for sure.
Yeah. It does, actually. I see myself in the mirror and I'm like,
Patricia, what would you tell the people that are listening to you, those people that want to do what you're doing, and then they say, oh, well, it's easy for her because she's, I don't know, like, how would you advise people to think and to go for their dreams and to believe in themselves? What would be the advice?
Nothing is easy in life. Nothing's been easy for me. Nothing's been, doing this reminds me, like I went through cancer treatment and I had chemo and I was unable to move a foot in front of the other, but I was advised to do that so I would get more stamina, so I did. So what I would say would be exactly the same advice that my physician said. If you try it, you build it, you build stamina, and you get there. But the only way not to get there is if you don't even try. So, and there's nothing to lose. I was embarrassed of my pictures. I knew I was like, well, that's not a split. Everybody's going to be so good. Come on, it's Gabby. She's got followers all over the world of amazing dancers. Okay, whatever. But this is me. So never be ashamed of yourself. Never think you are not able to do it, and always be happy with the process, because even if I don't get to the floor, I'm happy. I wish my daughter were here to tell you. I go crazy.
Because even if you don't get to the floor, you still get a lot lower than you used to be. Like, it's incredible.
Exactly.
I wish I had the pictures here to show, but I will edit this and then I will put your pictures, because your story is the story of that all of us, if we wanted to, it's like when there's a will, there's a result. Mm-hmm. In Spanish is cuando se quiere se puede. Okay. And you are that to all of us. And like, I just wanna that's why I wanted to bring you here, because you inspire me so much. And you inspire so many of us, and I want to thank you so much for being on my challenge, and for continuing to post your pictures, and for advising all of us to just continue going, always continuing, giving ourselves a second, third, forever chances, because this is what life is all about. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I love you, Pati.
what this means for me because of all your history as well. Your life hasn't been easy. And you are una mexicana bien chingona.
Muchas gracias. De una mexicana bien chingona a otra mexicana bien chingona y al revés. Muchas gracias, Pati. Te quiero. Un besote.
Bye.
Bye bye.